All right, again, they protected. This is, shoot, let me start with the introduction. April 22nd, 2005, Maximus Analysis. They defended that 2080 area with everything, and I definitely saw the price action and said, oh, okay, they're definitely defending it, because again, if it broke that level, it could have definitely been, with a sell signal, a bad thing. But they defended it. We could see basically they held it around the beginning of the morning. It sold down really hard, and you can see they really came back with the kitchen sink once it broke above these levels. So again, you have to look at it, and again, this is just market action after, so it doesn't really count right now. I mean, it counts, but again, it's you could definitely see that the bulls took charge this morning, and there is nothing for you to say otherwise. But again, on the daily, we could definitely see we're still sideways. Again, a break of this 2105 is the breakout trade, but again, a close above this 2010 is just a better feel, would give us something similar to this price action as well. The NQ, it actually looked a lot better. Volume dry, but price action bullish. Okay, you just have to see. Again, we're looking for a pullback or something to get in, because it's been choppy as all hell, and there's no reason to get chopped up. Crude daily gave still gave the sell signal. Again, we want to see if it can break down and then come back up, maybe to short. This would be the first sell signal, so we'll just have to see how it goes from here. But 60 is the resistance currently. IWM, again, it really reversed back nicely, just looking at an intraday 15-minute chart. And you can see it reversed from the open very, very hard, which was necessary, again, for the small caps and everything. And then the YM, of course. Half of the day, I was like, I don't know what was going on, if they were selling or buying. But what actually gave me a little bit of inclination was as the bonds were not breaking up. So as it was selling down, I was like, the bonds are not up. This is not giving some type of correlation. Again, they're not exact, so you don't say, okay, the bonds are screaming up, I'm shorting, or the bonds are breaking down, I'm going long. But again, you could definitely see that there was some correlation that was, and I talked about this yesterday. I said I don't see them breaking above the 129 pivot was holding, and it broke down below. So again, that was something that was not a, you can't bet the bank on it, but again, it's something that you have to just be aware of and looking. Okay, so again, we're still looking at Apple looking better, still in the funk, but a lot better than it was a couple days ago, and it gave a sell signal and then ripped right back to the upside. So again, if you're guessing, I have support again at 127.24, 130.08 are some tin hat levels that I have. I call them tin hat levels because they're kind of bugged out. But again, we won't get bearish Apple unless it gets back to 122.67. Okay, if it can continue now, it goes to the high of 133.60, and eventually it could, again, give you somewhere of a high of 135, and you want that to happen before the 15th of next month. Amazon actually it pulled back, but again, this would be the target area from the buy signal down here, or even here. So you can expect some type of pullback, but again, there's nothing to be short at all. The buy signal right here actually was a rough one, but it took and then it gave up, it went up a little bit. So Google, I told you had a turn time. Looks like it's holding this 50% level that I have around 134.03. Again, if it could break and get some breaks up, it's actually tapping some resistance that I have. So the resistance about the 550 area. So again, we just want to see it clear that, and if it clears that, we're looking at if it can get up to 576.60. That would be an awesome thing to get up around 576. Actually, 576.82 is what I'm looking at. Some other names that did very well, which is Tesla. We've been talking about the long around these areas here, and it. Again, if you're long, you're hopefully peeling some profit. You will have a little bit of resistance around that 125.42 level, and you might have a turn time around, what is this, next month, the 8th. So we kind of just have to see this, but this is a nice pattern. Hopefully we get some legs on this one to continue to the upside. You have price line that broke up. Again, it's still it's not bucking up against resistance right now, and again, it could see it needs to turn, because the next turn time for this is next month, the 14th. So we'll see what's going on. But again, the level of support at 111.64, no, excuse me, 111.61.16 is what we want to see here. So again, the buy from here was great. If you're ballsy, you bought right here, and again, we just want the volume to kind of pick up and to come out to break new highs. If it breaks that 120, the 1264 level, we're looking probably at 1283, around 1283, but that needs to happen before the 8th, at least, to show some strength. So again, we have some time, but let's see what happens from there. So again, this is running over, but I wanted to give a little bit more information than I usually do on the back end of a lot of stuff that I go on the back end regarding time. So take care and trade them well. Again, we're still you can't just say, oh, the hell with it, we're immediately long now, because you just have to be careful, because again, you could say, okay, but it's still grinding within. It hasn't cleared at least this 2110 level as yet, and it still has a higher lows. I'm not saying you have to have a bullish bias, which we've been talking about all the time, but just been pretty rough. So let's see some clear direction before we start putting our powder to work. Take care.